81. This is
Okay, good morning, guys. So yesterday we had a little action at the top levels on the indices, right? Is it a short-term top or is it just a regular action, right? So let's just go over that quickly. Futures are holding minor red, and one thing that we've seen lately, a few weeks ago, we got the hint that the Nasdaq or the Qs will be more volatile than the S&P, and that's exactly the reason, right? Like if you look at the gap ups right now, when there's a gap up, tech is usually leading a gap up. When there's a gap down, tech is leading the gap down as well, right? Now, I'll just quickly go over the SPX levels here, and I do recommend that please do read uh, the gamma report today. It has two very important comments that I went over. Right, one was that there's a volatility trigger level, right? So here, how I usually draw my levels, right? And I hope you guys are doing the same. It helps, right? And if we break below here, I'm just gonna go. This is a 5 minute chart, by the way. First, I want to go over this, and then we'll go over to daily and the bigger time frames. Number one, call wall has shifted lower to 4800 from 4850, right? Now that's the first tell that that 4800 is becoming the level of top E action, and that they're not looking for extend. Before 4850 was touching, so market was more bullish. Now when it starts coming down, that's a bearish signal. It does not mean that the market is going to drop, but it just means that okay, don't expect upside, right? It doesn't mean expect downside, but just be cautious when it starts shifting lower. So now we're at $4,800 level. If SPX does get 4,800, it's I think a good short. You can probably cash 10 points to the downside on it, buy some puts. Okay, if it gets to 4,800, because that is the top range that we have for now, is likely to work out. If we hold above it, then obviously things can change. But 4,800 is the top range, and then we have all these supports in between: 4780, 4775, 4770. If the 4770 support breaks, we're likely going to go fast to 4750, and that's a 20-point drop. However, underneath 4750, now we have the 4745 volume trigger. This is the level, if it breaks 4745, where the negative gamma can pick up. Means there will be a fast selling towards 4700. All right. If they hold 4745 here, then we might reverse back up. But if we hold underneath it, you will see a continued fast move where the volatility will increase, and we might have a fast move towards 4700. That's when on puts 1000%, 500% is made. All right, so that's something you want to keep an eye on for today. And today is options expiration, and apparently we have some FOMC minutes at 2 o'clock. So do things change? Can this happen? Let's see. And if we do break below 4770, I think I might grab some puts just for hedging, right? Because if I have some long positions, I want to have some exposure to the downside. All right, and I'll go over SPY on the daily chart, right? The same thing. Uh, we're in a nice little uptrend from here. Obviously, this year, there's some selling that we're getting above 480. Maybe we might base here for some time. Maybe we might come retest 470, 467, and it's very possible. And then that obviously brings a move down to 4700 on SPX, even 4600. All right. And so for now, we're just holding here, but I would not go long because we don't want to catch this toppy action. We did have this nice rally from 450 to 480, which is a 30-point move. All right, in a very fast environment. So for now, let's just wait. Maybe it goes sideways, maybe it consolidates, maybe we likely see lower. All right, personally, I'm leaning a little bit towards the lower side that we might get some downside. All right, so let's see what happens here. Q's Tech, again, a nice little double toppy pattern that it's making. We do need above 400. The only thing I can see here is that we bounced off the 50 MA yesterday on the daily, but we need back above 400 in order to continue or grind higher. Anything underneath 400 is probably bearish, and we likely see much lower on tech if the yields keep going, right? So that's Qs. And one stock that we nailed yesterday on live voice chat, as the title says it, right? Live voice chat, we're on it every day. And one stock that we went in yesterday was Microsoft. I'll simply go in the 15-minute chart, all right? And as tech was weak, this was the only stock holding around 9 o'clock yesterday, right? Right here, right? This is the level. We were patiently waiting for this, and then I saw the range of a downtrend range forming. This is very hard to spot in the early stages. If I'm right, this is gonna go a long way towards 317, 318, and you can just ride this entire downtrend to the downside. And we caught our voice chat play right here. We called it live. We were sitting on it, And we waited for a nice little entry, right? We waited for the nice entry. If I go into the 5 minute chart, I'll show you guys step by step how exactly we did this, right? And tech was weak. We bought the puts right here on this level right here that you know is probably gonna break down. Obviously, it didn't break down right away. It went up and then it held the resistance, right? I mean, you're not gonna catch the perfect move. Sometimes, it goes off against you for a short while. So Microsoft did pop, but we saw resistance, and then we finally got the breakdown here, and then it was the nice little write down. Personally, I took my profits along the way, roughly around here. I took all my profits because I was expecting a bounce maybe to 330, right, and then short again. However, anyways, those puts did end up going to 300%. Some of you guys held, congrats, right? And I took my day trading profits, and we had a nice little weakness. Today, Microsoft did bounce towards 329. If we get the bounce to here, I'll give it to you guys. If we get the bounce towards right here in this zone, which is roughly 331 in the morning, I think we might get it. I might grab some more puts for today or for maybe a week after, right? Because if we go on the daily now, we are red for a few days in a row, and Microsoft is pretty strong. We're red for 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? We might consolidate here like as an inside candle today, and if that happens, let me just remove my drawing. If we do consolidate here, I don't want to jump in right away, okay? I don't want to jump in puts right away. I will let it settle here, let it mess around, and then if the breakdown is real in tech, then we'll play the level. We nailed profits in it. It's not going to happen every day, so I'll be very patient. Let's see what happens. Boeing was another stock that we caught a lot of relative strengthening yesterday. Right, this was also a voice chat play. Some of you that caught it, great. And these, by the way, ended up going to I think $4 yesterday almost. Right, so I'll just take these out for now. And we're in this week's, I think, Harman, you're with me, I believe. I'm holding some, we scale some out, and we're up pre-market. The next level I see is simply right here, and I'll probably take all my profits here, right? Which is roughly 217, 219, 220 if we get the pop, right? So if I get the pop above this today, it goes into a gap, we will simply take our profits and we nail the great trade on B8, right? In this market, some stocks that are running, I'll keep an eye on them, because anything that's running has strength is likely to continue for a day or two, and that's what I want to catch personally. Banks, XLF just come too strong, right? Very strong. We took our exits here yesterday. We took close to 300%, right? And now obviously it's in the chop zone. It's right here in the choppy zone on the top, right? I don't want to be stuck here in GS. However, if we break out of this level above 418, 417, and we hold above here and we break out to the upside, then I will probably go to the long side as well again. Then I'll probably play 430s or 440s after a few days. But for now, I'll let this settle. XLF, I do like it, is gapping up again. A nice clean breakout. And if we hold above this 40, 40, 70 level, this likely continues higher towards 42, 42.50 or even 43.50. All right. So XLF, I think it looks great. And it's fine. Energy also, XLE is up pre-market. Energy stocks, do keep an eye on them. We mentioned PBR a couple of days ago, is up nice from those levels. But energy also breaking up. If it takes out this zone, energy has a long way to go, right? Their prices are rising and whatnot, and this has the 65 as the first level, right? If it gets above close to 60 now, if we hold above 60, our next level is the 65. And if you catch the options on XLE, let's say if you were to go long, those can double, triple within 1-2 weeks. They're usually very safe place because the value is held in those. All right, and PBR is one of the stocks that we follow for energy. I think is doing great. Is building a little bull flag here now. And if we break above this 1130 and we hold above 1130, we have all the way towards 1250 and towards $1340 mark. And that's a big move for this name. Fang was another name that me and T back in the days, I think 6-7 years ago, we played this name. We used to play options on it when it was trading under 40, 60 here, right? And now, came to my attention yesterday, and we have a nice little cup leaning towards the right side and a handle pattern. We're currently breaking out of this. If this name, energy, is strong, and if it, now it's a slow mover, sometimes it gets stuck in the chop. If we get above this name right here, above 155, 160 level, this can also see 160 and then 170 in the coming weeks. So that's the name you want to keep an eye on, but these are very choppy names. Sometimes they get stuck in a chop and they don't move for many days, all right? So you want to buy some time and be right on your entry. If it does not work out, then you can simply stop out and keep an eye on it again after. All right, they're slow movers, but when they move, and then you just gotta hold on to your options. Walmart, you guys caught this great run with LB, and then you guys caught it again here one more time, I think. But currently, it's just stuck in this chop zone. It's just stuck in this chop zone, and it's just going to take your money away if you're trying to guess the direction here. They can easily give this up, or it can either, or maybe go up. All right. But personally, if it holds above 145, if Walmart holds above 145, maybe I'll take a long position with some of you guys. All right. So 145 is the level I'm looking at, and then obviously we have 154 to the top side. Uber, a lot of put flow came in yesterday, right? A nice little run that you guys caught from 34 to 44, a great run. And here, just like other stocks which are getting killed, don't get stuck in here just to a long side only. If Uber fails to hold $44, if Uber closes under 44, I will probably buy puts on it today. All right. So Uber, keep an eye on it under 44. If it closes under 44, it's likely a put play. Boogie called this nice little bull flag. It broke out. The move happened. It's great. If we break below 44 now and we hold underneath, then they might give gains from this name back as well. All right. As we have seen with all these names, Twitter absolutely getting destroyed. Did not expect this move at all. Right. Unless tech recovers this week, right, then it's a different story. But for now, things look ugly in tech. Right. They're at major support levels, but they don't look good. Google, they're just trying to hold on. It's actually one of the strongest FANG names. If you look at it, it's actually trying to hold on. Right. But a bigger flush is probably coming if tech fails. Right. And then puts on this will pay a lot. Right. On Google, puts can definitely pay a lot if it flushes. So that's one name I'm keeping an eye on also. But for now, they're holding it up. Facebook, acting fine, not bad. It's just stuck in this complete chop, right? It does not know what it wants to do. And I personally would avoid here. Facebook, there's not much going on here in this chop. Just avoid either above 350, and if it fails below the moving averages, and then we see weakness in tech and overall market, then Facebook is a good short also to the downside. LRCX, I do have some Jan monthlies which are down nice, right? Sometimes it happens. But one thing on short term, I wanted to play LRCX, but we could not get the 729 hold above here, right? And you know what? Sometimes when you avoid such an entry, it's a win on its own, right? And I've been on LRCX for the last 2 weeks looking for a good entry. We're just not getting it, so I'm not gonna play it. It's simple, right? And I wanted the 729 hold. It popped above it, looked great, but then it gave up the gains fast. Had it held and it was going up in a nice little uptrend, I probably would have caught the move. So if we go on the daily, I've been mentioning this name, but we did not play it on short term. Why? Because I'm unable to see a play on it, right? So this avoiding this entire chop is a whole skill set on its own, and I'm very happy I stayed out. But let's see if we can get the 729 hold, and then we can play to the upside. Amazon, it's just stuck in this chop, man. I mean, it's not good. You know, I can say it's ugly because it's giving up the gains. Many people are getting frustrated, but sometimes that's just how it is, right? I mean, it's just stuck in this chop, right? It's just trying to hold above this right here. What matters to me on Monday, you know, when we had this big run yesterday, I did not get bullish off this candle. Yes, I bought some earning calls. The one thing I told you guys, I'm not looking for a continuation on Amazon to the upside. All I'm looking for is a $3,400 plus close by Friday. There's a reason I made that comment, because I understand this stock. I know that it can give the gains again here, right? Because I'm expecting something like this to happen on this stock. If something like this bottoming pattern every time it runs, right? It makes this bottom pattern every time it runs. I don't know if you guys notice this about this stock. So maybe today, if you know, it might make a little doji gradation candle, and if we run above 3,400 again, then it's a great long. However, if 3,300, 3,350 fails, if we close below 3,350 for this week, then this stock has some issues. They need to announce a split or news. Something has to come out in order for it to move, because the weekly then will not look good, right? Because the weekly then will be, after a long time, it will be closing under the 50 MA, and if that's the case, do they go test the 200 MA this time on the weekly? Right, which will be roughly around 2,600, 2,700 if that happens, right? I don't think it goes there, but again, it's a downside possibility that one must believe in, right? And on the daily, if you look at it, there is a head and shoulders pattern, which is actually pretty clean. It's actually a very clean pattern if it plays out, right? I'll draw it for you guys. Those that follow patterns, this is actually a clean pattern for head and shoulders. If it breaks, it's probably gonna go down big, and it's just currently on the neckline right here, right? If this pattern plays out, if tech is weak today, then there's a big flush on Amazon all the way towards 3,100, 3,200. It's going to be a big flush. You just know this, all right? And then we see what happens. And anything else, guys? Thank you. The one thing I can just say, our live voice chat, we're doing great on it. Great plays, good traders on it. So please do come join us, right? Because many times we're trying to catch the fast moves. They happen on live voice chat as we talk. We catch them. They work out great, right? LB, Yash, Cool Guys, Ricky, Bucky with his puts, right? MKO, Mr. Black, Taka, right? All these guys, Tonka, you guys are on voice chat with me all day, right? Hamza, Double A. So thank you. Let's keep. Sorry if I missed somebody, but let's just kill it, right? And manage. See you guys in the chat.